Hey guys, what's up? So it's time for me to tell you a little bit about the new training method that I'm implementing next year with Chess Bootcamp Live. So it's based on the Woodpecker method. If you're not familiar with the Woodpecker method, then it's this. The way it works is you get these sets of I think 250 positions that you need to solve. So it's like puzzles. And they come in kind of easy, medium and hard sets. But these have been used, it came out as a book originally, they've been used by really titled players to sharpen up their vision and their calculation, just really work it, like you're in the gym. Okay, and the idea is that you work through a set, like for example, set one, the easy set, until you've solved all 250. And you might do that in, say, 30 days. And then you try and do it in less time and less time and less time until you get to the point where you can complete the whole set of 250 problems within 24 hours, right? So that's the idea. It's called the Woodpecker method. The idea is that the woodpecker just hammers his head against the wood to get to the lovely juicy grubs inside, okay? And it works. Apparently, it works very well. It's intense. So I actually signed up for that on Chessable. So there is a Chessable version of it. The book's been turned into a Chessable course, and I've started working through it. And I've started working through the easy set. But to me, it seems like the easy set is actually relatively challenging at my level, at the intermediate level, right? So it got me to thinking, because for about 3 years now, I've been wanting to come out with some kind of course on tactics, on chess tactics, because quite honestly, for the 90% of games out there, if not more, they are decided by tactics. And so I wondered if we could apply the Woodpecker method to a bit more of a lightweight drilling regime for tactics. So that's the idea. So I'm starting to build this. Now this is in the Chess Bootcamp Club training resources page. So all the signed up members get access to this. You get the members area. It tells you what these are December's live sessions, the ICS tags, and then you get the recordings of all of the sessions, okay? And that's like 250 hours are on there now. But you also get access to this training resources page. So I thought it might be fun to have a look at a pick and mix of these. So let's look at, should we look at easy? Look at a few easy ones? Okay, checkmate. So here we've got 12. So I'm not logged in to Lichess here. We're using private Lichess studies, okay? So you only get the link, if you've been given the link. Now, one key move seals Black's fate. So using the interactive lesson study feature here as well. So here you can see that this rook controls all the squares behind the king. These pawns actually control all the squares in front of the king. So the point is now that all we have to do really is to deliver checkmate. Now, how can we do that? Well, we can't do this because king takes rook. If we do this, we give check, but then we undefend this square. So, how do we maintain that square? Well, apparently. Oh, yeah, because it's not forcing, I guess. But here, I guess, yeah, so Black still has the chance. So what we need to do is be more forcing. So we give check first, and then check can come either by f4 or rook to e7, yeah? So that's the point. And the idea isn't you're supposed to get all these right first time. You're meant to learn them, so let's carry on going. Okay. So we're looking at forcing moves. Now, by the way, the differences between doing, say, puzzles on chess.com or puzzles on Lichess, all of these have come, 99% of them have come from my own games. I've been analysing my own games over and over and over. Okay, so we actually did this one not too recently. So we take the rook, and it's defended, and the king's forced onto the back rank. And then we go to checkmate. Okay. Okay, so we're black, our pawn covers there. That's defended, so all we need to do is cover this square and give check on this square, so the answer is bishop to here, and that's checkmate. Well, it's not. There you go, mate in 2. Okay, so now imagine that you work through, I mean currently there's 12 of these, but my idea is to build each one up so that there's either 50 or 100 of each one. So for example, discovered attacks, easy. Let's look at discovered attacks. Okay, white, who has rated 1865 rapid, has overlooked something critical. Okay, so we have a rook here and we have a king here. Therefore, bishop, so the first thing I think is, okay, well my bishop can move with check, that's forcing white's got to get out of check. Then the next thing I look for is, where can this bishop move and do the most damage? Well, it seems to me that g5, hitting the queen, yes, the queen can evade and stop check, but the queen is still lost. Okay, that's the point. Okay, so imagine if you've been through like a set of 50 of these or 100 of these, and then you do it again, and then you just try and improve and improve and improve on your time. See, the thing is, you can't actually remember the solutions to 100 puzzles. But what you can do, the point is that you are reinforcing the pattern recognition, right, in your own mind. Okay, so this looks unpleasant. So we have a pawn down to d3, and also there's a discovered attack. So some of them are kind of offensive, some of them are defensive things here. So basically we've got a double threat here. This is a discovered attack against our bishop, and the pawn hits our queen. So bishop takes here, and because it wasn't just one attack either, because it was the queen and the rook. So that's just an example of getting out of a discovery. Okay, free stuff, and I do actually remember this one because we have a discovery against the knight here. So even if they take our knight, we take their knight, we've won a nice central pawn. Okay, so that's that. Let's look at a few tougher ones. Okay, medium pins. Let's look at medium pins. White is winning here, but find the best move. And this is actually from one of my own games, right? Okay, so we can take the bishop, then rook takes bishop. But there is a stronger move, and this is what it is. Rook to d5, okay? Point is, we are now going to win the bishop, and if the rook recaptures, we win the rook as well, okay? And by the way, if you want to figure out why and how and so on, you can always hit analysis board, and then you can stick on stockfish, okay? So let's go back a move, and the best move here is rook d5, okay? So if you've got other ideas, it will tell you, you can figure it out for yourself, you can figure out why. I'll switch off analysis board. And in some places, for example, you know, if there's a tempting but wrong move, then I'm adding hints to explain why it's wrong for that specific move as well. Okay, so so this, and that's good, and just hit next chapter. Right, so you can just basically set your own timer for this. Okay, here we've got 5 things, right? Many ways to get out of a pin. Okay, so this is this, and I think I recognize this is from the Russo, I would imagine, because it looks like we've got an Italian game. They've captured the pawn here, and we've advanced, attacking the knight, queen here, and the solution to this is the same as in the Vienna, I think, when you block it with your own queen. Yeah, so it comes in the Vienna gambit as well, and we've reinstated that because the pawn is no longer pinned. Okay, and then what do we do in this position? I think, is it knight straight in? Knight d4 straight in. Oh, it allows queen h5 check, yeah. There you go. So this. And what a great way to train openings as well. And then we've got, you know, more blurb to help you. So, you know, you can come and train here. Does this work? So we have a queen, 4 king, bishop, and no. Okay, so This is again a very common pattern, okay? Because in the Freddy Krueger repertoire, okay? So what we can do is we can play this, you see. Thank you very much for your contribution, okay? We have a very dangerous pin on this knight. Okay, so next, in fact, white should have given up the queen at that point. His position is that bad. So we're attacking the queen and we're attacking the knight. Okay, time to execute. So surely we take here. They take, we take. He's in check. We're going to win the rook. Horrible. Horrible position. So yeah, if you go back just a few as well here. I'll do view the solution. Okay. Okay. So I have to finish. Okay. Oh, what would you play in this position? Well, we just grabbed the rook. Hadn't even finished. And the other rook. There you go. Okay, so here, if I go back a few moves. So from there, a lot of players will do this, thinking that the pawn's pinned. But in fact, because our queen is actually sitting on this dark diagonal here, you can just take the knight. And I have had games where I've just won the queen in the corner. So there you go. Next chapter. Typical positions stemming from the Lucchini gambit. White has won the rook here. But is it enough? Look for what's pinned, black to play and win. Okay, so pinned right now, nothing. But if the knight comes to here, then this bishop now pins the rook. So I think that's the first move. His best response is actually queen takes, giving up the queen. But that's not what happened in the game. We had king here. And now, white has just pinned this pawn. So now we can do this, can't we? Pawn can't take. And what would we play here? Well, we can simply take the queen. Yeah, we can take the queen. Then if king takes, it's mate, supported by the bishop. Bang. There you go. And it's nice. It's nice to drill these endings. So I'm actually getting really excited about getting to the point where I've built up enough of these that I've forgotten what they are. And I can go in, and I'm thinking something like 15 minutes a day. Just drill, drill, drill. And what we're going to do is we're going to figure out the what's your kind of rapid starting point at the beginning of this process, and then so this is going to be everyone who's in Chess Boot Camp live, and I'll get onto that in a second. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to see how much has your rapid rating improved by drilling this, because I don't think there's anything quite like this out there right now. Okay, our knight has no safe squares. Correct. Bishop guards all these. How can the power of pins help us here? That's a very good question. I actually kind of remember it, okay? This pawn, if the knight moves, this pawn is actually pinned. I had this game and I didn't play this move. I actually played knight to here and simply lost the knight, right? But this is the move. Okay, he can't take. So it is a safe square after all. There we go. And that's, you know, 5 little puzzles. And then you just go play again, right? Well, that would take you back to this one, but you can just go back to the first one. White is winning here, but find the best move, yes. Here, many ways to get out of a pin. It's the queen mirror. What would you play here? Yeah, we have to defend with knight f6 to protect that. Okay. Next chapter. Okay, right. I think this is later in the same game, actually. Okay, so we... And the pin has turned into a common fork pattern. But it gets even worse. Yeah. Okay, next chapter. We go in here. And you can just hit space bar. There we go. And now this pawn is pinned. Next. Now we can just win the queen. And that's the end of the game. Okay. Next chapter. And we know that we can go here because this pawn is now pinned. All right. There you go. Right, that's enough of pins. Let's look at something else. Trapped pieces hard. Whoa, need a sip of tea for this one. Okay, so the knight's just moved here, right? That's a safe square for the knight. Very well defended. So surely we're not trapping the knight, are we? Is it this rook in the corner? And then is it this with a fork from bishop and... Surely, is it? I mean, in fact, the rook does... You're right, the rook has nowhere to go. Can't go there because of the pawn. Can't go there because of the bishop. Can't go there because of this bishop. And can't stay where he's... Oh, wow! And can't go there. Yeah, and I wrote that puzzle. No, I didn't. I got it from one of my games. And sometimes I get it from a game where we didn't find the best continuation, or I didn't find it, or my opponent didn't find it, but the analysis did reveal it. So I've gone... So this is a way of me like going over and patching up my own play. That's what I love about it. No clues. Right, White's just done this. Right, I'm looking at bishop here. Knight's got da-da. Pawns have got these. It's got to be something like this. Wow, what a trap. Does the queen have any squares? I think she does, actually. H6 or rook g4. Nice. Right, it appears my bishop is now trapped. Mate in one. Okay, brilliant. And the point is that a lot of the time it's teaching you not to panic in situations. I mean, sometimes, that was relatively simple, but you'll be thinking, oh, right, my bishop, how can I get my bishop out? It's nothing to do with that bishop, really. In fact, that bishop's part of the solution. We can just mate the king. Okay, what would I play in this position? Trapped piece. Could it be? Knight guards, yes. Look at that. And you're doing like a whole puzzle in just a few seconds. This is so cool. Anyway, one more, one for the road. Let's do something else that's hard. Hard knight forks. Ah, I've got the wrong setting on that one. Okay, hard discovered attacks then. Ah, yes, we've been over this one. We went over this one last week in the group. So this is really interesting. So knight's just gone here, right, attacking our king. So our king's in check. The temptation is to take the bishop. But then you have to say, well, if I take the bishop, I can see an alignment issue. Which means if I take the bishop and this knight moves anywhere, I'll be in check and I have to get out of check, okay? And then you say, well, if I take the bishop, can this knight move anywhere that's really horrible? Okay, so clearly if I take the bishop, knight moves here, it's not a problem because I just grab the knight, okay? I take the bishop, but then you look at this configuration and realize the knight can go here or here. Now this one doesn't work because king takes knight, okay? But what if the knight goes here? Yes, we can take it, but that doesn't count because we're in check, okay? But then you have to realize you can do this. If the knight goes here now and attacks our queen can interpose on e6. That's the point. All right. Your objective here is not simply to win material. One does not simply win material. This is madness. Okay, look deeper for a winning combination. So the cheap shot is this, right? Bishop c4 with a discovered check by the rook, and we win the queen because the queen can only block here, here, here. So the best move would be probably here. Rook takes queen, knight takes rook. but there's something more in the position. What could it be? Well, there's a double check, and the pawn can't take the bishop because the king's also in check by, yeah, also in check by the rook here, see? Okay, and from here, I have a memory of this. And that is checkmate. Beauty. This is my own game. I was black in this game, right? And I lost. But in fact, because, I mean, look at this. Bishop is pinning the queen on the king, and it looks absolutely hopeless. But the power of discovered attacks is so great. Okay? Pause if you want to figure this one out for yourselves. Right? But here's the solution. You can simply take the bishop, because we now have a discovered attack against the queen. Now, if queen takes rook, then we recapture, and the rook can't take our queen because we've got another rook on d8 here that goes back to d1 and back ranks the king. Yeah? So if rook just takes here, we take check, rook comes back to block, we take rook, it's mate. So it's actually winning for black, bizarrely. What would we play in this position? Okay, so I'm noticing queen and bishop lined up against h2. I'm noticing we have knight f3 with a royal fork, which has to be winning. Right, but there's a wrinkle. If I come here, this looks great, but white can actually resolve all of his problems in one move. Right? What am I doing here? Yes, I'm attacking king and queen, and I've got a, like, not quite a checkmate threat, but a serious threat against h2. But there's a move, because white can play this. So if I do this, it's going to go bam, bam. Oh no, this allows knight takes f3, also defending the h2 pawn, right, if he takes here. So we try again. It's the right idea, but we come the other way. White now has to prevent queen takes h2. Okay. It's king f8, and then here it's mate. So he has to give up his queen. That's all there is. So he's going to have to push a pawn forward or something, lose his queen, and that's it. A mistake by black. Can you spot a cunning move that sets up a powerful discovery? I mean, castles looks natural if we're allowed to castle. Cunning move that sets up a powerful discovery. Sure, I mean... Oh, get it. No. Take the bishop. Yeah, here we go. So we hit the queen. And we hit... That's a nice one. That's a nice one. And to get to the point where you can kind of spot that. Blunder ends the game. Checkmate. There we go. Yeah. Get to the point where you can go see it. Right? Awesome stuff. Okay. White has a tactic based on a discovered attack. So white's just moved here. Okay. Okay. Ah, right. So if we take the rook, then I remember that I played this game last week, in the last few days. If we take the rook, then bishop here hits the king with check, and they win our rook. Okay, so he's kind of won a pawn, but the solution is, and I can remember this because I had to analyze it because I screwed it up. We take the bishop, right? If he takes back, we take back, we've won a bishop. If he evades, we win the rook, which is probably what you should do actually. There, we win the rook, he comes here with a skewer. Probably the right thing to do. So there you go. So this is my plan. This is my plan. I want to run this, and I'm going to keep this going. So what's going to happen is everyone in Chess Bootcamp Live, you can come into this. Right, so let's pull up mated ones, yeah? And we've also got the chat room. So as long as you're signed into Lichess, you can type in the chat room. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get feedback on each position to say, I like this one, or this one's a bit weird for me, or this one's a bit harder, or this one's a bit easier. We can move them around and stuff, yeah? So we can get to these drill packages that we can just go over and over and over and hammer them. I think the setting's wrong on this. Knight takes a7. All right, see, okay, yeah. So the mate in ones, yeah, I need to set it to interactive lesson, that's all. So yeah, but you can put in the chat room, we're going to improve it over time, and if I find really, really good examples, I might take out a worse example and slot it in. So it's going to be an organic building process, and like we say, we've got lots and lots of categories. So captures is going to be an enormous one anyway. So right now I've just got 3, so I'm just kind of adding them in as we go here. Deflection is a great one as well. Obviously we're doing quite well on discovered attacks and forks and stuff like that. Overworked defender is nice. And skewers and tempo, they're going to add a whole new one for tempo. X-ray defense as well. So if you'd like to be part of this, then I'm going to make you an offer, right? So for the new year, you can get access to Chess Bootcamp Live for $9 instead of $49 a month. Okay, so if you go along to chessbootcamp.club, okay, so I'm gonna log out here. Okay, chessbootcamp.club. You go join Chess Bootcamp Live. You put all your stuff in here, username. You can put in your rapid rating, and put in your time zone just to help us plan sessions and stuff. Put your password in, and for coupon code, you put 2023. Okay, that will drop it for the first month from $49 to $9. So you can try it in January, and if you cancel any time in January, then that's it, right? And you will get access to the you will get access to the live sessions as well, right? So it could be a really, really busy January. So we're going to have 4 live sessions, 2 hours with me, 2 hours with James, 2 hours with Craig, and then a 4th session when we all come together and have fun doing that as well. But if there's a lot of people on, we might have to add a couple more sessions as well. And we could start working through some of these Woody method repetition stuff. So if that's interesting to you, if you want to really get a grip and improve your chess in next year, then enter the code 2023 into the coupon code, and you'll get it for $49 a month. It will go back to $49 from February onwards, but give it a try. You might absolutely love it, and I'd love to see you on there. So hope that's useful. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.